Hello everyone, this is Carly from KSAV Vodou. I know it's been a while since we spoke. I know we had a couple years I had out and then you haven't heard from me, but I wanted to come back and continue the conversation about Haitian Vodou, more education, and also wanted to introduce myself in a sense that tell you my experience, tell you what my journey has been so far, and how did I get here? How did I become this person? How did I become a mobile? So I grew up with my mother, who was a Catholic. My mother was a true Catholic, like they said. My mother is the type of Catholic that didn't eat meat on Fridays. She was the Catholic that had went on prayer meetings every Saturday. She used to drag us every Saturday morning, and on Sundays we were at church. That's what I grew up with. My mother, with her love for Catholicism, right, for the Catholic Church. So my story started. Story began when my mother said when she was pregnant with me, she had a dream. She saw the Virgin Mary came to her and told her, "You're about to give birth to a queen." And in the same dream, she was given a crown. She was given jewelry, all kind of things that you think that a queen should wear. And she was also given a blue dress. A blue dress was also given to her for her, and a blue dress was given for me. So that's the first dream my mother had. The second dream my mother had, when it came close for her to give birth, just understand that we grew up in a middle class family. My mother was what you call a directrice, so she's a principal of a school she owned. The name of the school, guess what? Notre Dame du Mont Carmel, right? Our Lady of Mont Carmel. That's the name of the school name. So my mother, just to show you about how she was serious about Catholic and proud. So when it's for my mother to give birth, she was having such a hard time. As I understand, when I look back in my memories, researching my memory, and I remember my mother told me that she had fibroid while she was carrying me. Is this medically possible? I don't know. Right. Anyway, so when it came time for my mother to give, it was a very difficult pregnancy and a difficult birth. She went to sleep that one night, and then she had the dream again. She had a dream about the Virgin Mary again. She saw the same lady who was the Virgin Mary came to her in a dream and said, "You know, if you don't go to my home, you will never have this baby." And in the dream, my mother said, "Where do you live?" She said, "L'Hôpital Général," which is General Hospital, which was, General Hospital was a public, still in existence as of today, but very different. My General Hospital is a public hospital. It's a government hospital, but it was back then. It was the best doctors. That's what General Hospital was. Even though it still exists today, I'm not sure how it works because it's not the same thing. And then in the same dream, the Virgin Mary also told my mother, "When you're having this baby, it cannot be even a semi-private room. She has to be born with the people." So the next day, my mother wakes up. She tells her private doctor, that I have to go to General Hospital to have the baby. And shock. The doctor was shocked. The doctor was like, "I don't understand. I don't have any patients to ever ask to go to General Hospital. But since this is what you want, I'm going to make an arrangement to make sure that you have a room, and then we'll go to General Hospital for you to have the baby." So the doctor went into action trying to get a room, but couldn't get one, was frustrated, and so explained to my mother how frustrated he was because he couldn't find a private room for my mother to have the baby. My mother saw the frustration on the doctor's face. She told him why she's going to the hospital, so she told him what the dream was. So the doctor said, "I knew that. Hospital and room, they would have done it." So that makes sense. I guess he was a big shot doctor. I have no clue. One of the questions I never had a chance to ask my mom was, before she ended up in a General Hospital, what hospital was she in? Never came to mind to ask her. Now I can't, because she's no longer with us. She has crossed over. So my mother goes to the hospital. I was born, but before there, of course, my mother, statue, middle class, because we no longer have that in Haiti. There are no middle classes in Haiti. So they're really, really poor and you're really rich. Her family came, they put curtains around the bed, just kind of trying to make it private. But my mother said, like I said, she said she was, after my birth, semi-coma for 2-3 days. But as she was getting better and getting back on her feet, my mother got into action herself because she was so compassionate. She really never, she couldn't see people suffer. No matter what it was, she had to feed you, she had to clothe you, she had to give you water. That's the kind of person my mother was. So while she was in the hospital and then she was getting better, she was making sure that, people who didn't have food. So she wanted to make sure those people ate every day. She made sure that people, food was brought over to feed them. People who couldn't afford their medication, she would make sure that they had the money to pay for it. And then one of the ladies said, "Oh wow, I need to apologize." And my mother said, "Why?" She says, "We were talking about you so bad when you came here because we were so upset because we were saying, oh, this woman must be a big shot because look at her. She has all these doctors and nurses taking care of her and we here, no one is paying attention." And my mother was okay with it. My mother understood that it's okay. She was just like about it. And so as I was leaving the hospital, remember the blue dress from the dream? Literally, my mother took that literally, seriously. So from the time I was born until the age of 7, I wore blue and white only. That's it. All I remember is as a child, I couldn't understand why can't I wear other colors? Like I have friends, they wear other colors beside blue and white, but me, I just have blue and white. So do I get to wear colors? Something else. And I was told when I had my first communion, I'll be able to wear colors. So when I turned 7, I had my first communion. After my first communion, I wore a little yellow and white dress, which was the happiest day of my life. So as I'm getting older, I traveled to the U.S. I was 12. By the time I got here, 12, 13 years old, I started having prophetic dreams. I started having dreams for numbers. I was so proud. People used to call me just to find out what kind of dream I had, because if I have a dream for you, it's the truth. It will come true. It didn't matter. 13, 14, 15. So this went on from the age of 12 till the age of 19. But all the dreams I was having, there was a specific dream, a specific person I kept seeing in my dream. I kept seeing this lady in my dream. She was really tall and dark skinned like me, and she wore a purple dress. I was never afraid of her because there was no reason to. She never said anything to me or scared me. She just stares. So when I turned 19, I went to a friend of mine. So we sitting in her basement. Our aunt is sitting there. And then I'm looking in the corner of my eyes. I'm like, are my eyes playing tricks on me? That's the lady from my dream. And that was my first experience when I got mounted by the spirits, by the Loa. Of course, when this happened, people usually tell you this is what the spirit said. But it's been so many years, I don't remember what they said. And I couldn't understand the process because I grew up as a child with my aunt after my mom used to tell me, don't go to my friend's house because they in service of the spirit or service of the Loa. So it was nothing positive. That was my first experience with. And meanwhile, while she was telling me this, when she go home, she always tell her a cousin, call the Loa for me, call the spirit for me. But giving me my first experience with the Loa is don't go to my friend's house because for that reason. And so as a 19 and I have this experience, no one to explain it to me, no one to share it with. So life continued. But by the time I was 22, 23, I could do reading. I thought it was the funniest thing. And I thought, oh my God, that is so cool. I was like, I can do reading. So I would people come to my house. It doesn't matter. You have a friend, I'll do her reading. I'll do his reading. My brother's friend used to tell me, if I could do what you do, I would never work. And just did it. I just did it, and because it was fun to me. By the time I was 23, 24, I started having a lot of problems. I couldn't find work. I couldn't understand, but I kept getting mounted. I went back to school. I studied lab technician. I was doing my internship at Woodruff Hospital. And when I was almost done, then I started getting mounted by the way. Every night, 6 p.m. on the dot, every night till 4 or 5 o'clock. And I couldn't get up to go to my internship because guess what? I had to be in the hospital by 6 a.m. So if I'm done with all this spirit by 4 or 5, so the spirit is doing reading, helping people, it became a program that everybody knew that they can always rely on me, on the Lord coming at 6. So this continued on until a friend of mine said to me, I don't understand what's going on with you. I have never seen anything like this. I think you should go for a reading. Sure, let's go for a reading, whatever that is. Because when I was reading the people's card, I could say I was reading it. I don't know what it was. I don't think I had a name for it. So when she said, let's go for a reading, sure, let's go for a reading. I mean, since I was able to do reading, we never even thought about I should do a reading on myself, right? Never crossed our mind. So we went to see this lady who became my first spiritual mother. When I got there, the spirit name was Tracy, was a Gide. And Tracy said to me, well, she was doing the reading, and he started telling me the story of my life, the things my mother was telling me when she was pregnant, how she carried me, and how this is the dream she had. You were chosen from birth to be a mumble. And I was like, a mumble, what is that? And he said to me, the spirit said to me, you see, just like my shwal, is sitting here and I'm doing reading for you and I'm helping people, that's what your spirit wants you to do. Your spirit wants you to go have initiation. They said you cannot do the first initiation. It has to be second degree. It has to be a second degree. It can't be a first degree because they won't take it from you. But first you have to go an acknowledgement that you accept this gift. So I did that. I did the then I had to take I had to ramasser loi. I had to take I have to go some kind of pilgrimage because the spirit told me to wear blue and white. I had to wear blue and white for 21 days. While the 21 days, I only can wear those colors, and then afterwards he'll give me a bath, and then I'll ramasser loi, the acknowledgement, and then I have to go to Haiti for initiation. So this is my story. I went to Haiti. I became Iconzo, which is the first initiation, second degree, sous point. I was never interested in becoming a Mambo Asogwe because it seems to be this word. Now it is so important. Like everybody's an Asogwe. It seems to me like the spirit don't even choose people anymore. I feel like there's so much discourse, so much chaos in Vodou right now, and I feel personally, my personal opinion, like a lot of it is done by people who just by most people who just get into Vodou, not because they were chosen by the spirits to do the work, like many other people have been chosen, because the people that are chosen, I see that they think differently. They see things differently. They feel like this is something they have to do. Just keep in mind all the time that I'm doing all this. I was just doing it because I was told that I had to do it. It's not because I was proud of what I was doing. I was told that my mother used to tell me that the spirits were chased by God from the kingdom of God, but they had with all their powers. My aunt, I told you my story with my aunt. So I didn't know anything about Dua. I didn't know anything about spirit. They were evil. That's all I knew. But I did the work anyway, regardless. Even though I didn't understand it, I did it because I had to. But I didn't feel proud. I didn't say, oh my God, I am so lucky. Like out of all the people in the world, I'm one of the chosen to do this type of work, to have that kind of knowledge, right? Because it's beautiful. I didn't think of that. So I stayed on the second degree for 9 years until I started having problems again. How did I start having problems again? The way I started having problems was I started problems again. How did I start having problems? I couldn't talk. Like if someone came to see me and then I call Blav, the Gede, he'll do the reading. I can talk normal. The minute the spirit leaves, I can talk. I was doing speech therapy. I went to the doctor. Doctor said, well, because of my acid reflux, it looks like it damaged my vocal cord, so you have to learn how to talk. I was going to speech therapy. I'm telling you, they couldn't understand what was wrong with me. But one of the things I always asked the spirit was, when I found out that that's the problem, I had to go, I had to become an asogwe. I have to do third degree initiation. I always ask the spirit, please show me a place that I can do that. And then I was lucky enough because a friend of mine used to talk about Andre Vea. all the time. And when she told me he was in town, at the time I lived in Florida, in Orlando. So we took our car, we went to see him, did a reading for me, and then he said something. I was like, that's it. You don't have to talk anymore. And that's how I ended up becoming a Mambo Asogwe. Before I was a Mambo Asogwe, I was a Sevite. Before I was a Mambo Asogwe, I was a Vodouisan. Because whether first degree, second degree, third degree, these are all initiation. Being a Vodouisan is who you are. Being a Vodouisan gave you freedom as a people. So I know a lot of people may be struggling with something else. It doesn't have to be Haitian Vodou, because people are chosen in different cultures all the time. If you have a gift, it's a gift given to you to help, heal, love, or what have you in this world. It's not from Satan. Satan will not give you something to help other people, logically speaking, right? If Satan is the destroyer, why would Satan give you a gift to help other people? So if you're struggling, you have questions, you want to ask us, please feel free to reach to us, kasavvodou@gmail.com. KSAV Vodou YouTube, KSAV Vodou is our YouTube, is a name for our YouTube channel, and KSAV Vodou Facebook. So it was my pleasure telling you my story, my journey so far. And I'm very proud to say I am a Vodouisan before anything else. Thank you so much for listening. Kwasembo.